Hello and welcome back to Kale's Travails. This time I have a lot more to tell you. Last time was just the intro. So since we last caught up, I took a plane to Madrid and then a bus to Salamanca, spent the afternoon in Salamanca, and now I'm prepping for the walk tomorrow, which will be the first day walking. However, so much has happened over the last 24 hours that I actually took notes, which are right behind the camera over there, so I can make sure I share all of the adventures. So let's start with the flight. I get to the airport and I had my hair in a claw clip, but I didn't want to bring the claw clip to Spain, so I left it in the car. I put my mask on and realized, oh no, I have no hair ties. I was like, don't worry about it, self. Once we get through security, we'll just grab it out of our carry-on, no big deal. So I deal with the hair, which isn't even that long, but whatever. It's not fun with the mask. Deal with the hair going through security. I checked a bag. I get through security the other end and I start looking through my bag and I'm like, oh no. I checked all of my hair ties. All of my hair ties. So cue a 30-minute adventure around Newark trying to find hair ties. You'd think this is something everyone would have. It's not something everyone has. And finally this wonderful woman found me the one hair tie they sell in the entire airport, or at least Terminal C. And I felt very lucky in that moment. So that was fun. And then got on the flight. Flight was fine, except if I were to say that I have one top skill, I'm an excellent sleeper. Excellent. If I want to be unconscious, not a problem. Not a problem. That was not the case for that flight. So the reason I really wanted to sleep on this flight is that we took off at 7:30, I think, p.m. Eastern, and then we land at 9 a.m. Spanish time, which is the equivalent of 3 a.m. Eastern. I had to get through a whole day, which is today, by the way. So if I'm a little loopy and look sleepy, apologies. Didn't sleep at all. The whole toss and turn, fraught uncomfortableness. So didn't sleep, very punchy, long day. Luckily, when I landed, it was super easy to get through passport control and the health stuff, and I expected it to be kind of catastrophic, and it wasn't, although the airport was a little flooded. They had thunderstorms that morning and there were just puddles all over the airport, so that was intriguing. Now the next negative of the day came when I had to change. So in my infinite wisdom, I decided to wear regular clothes on the plane so that way I wouldn't get my first walking stuff gross just from flying. And I was like, when I land, I'll just change into my first Camino outfit. Didn't really think that through, and I was like, oh, I'll just change in the airport bathroom. Experience. I do not recommend. Do not recommend. You're literally trying to change everything, head to toe, all layers, without touching anything. It was fraught. It took time. I was successful, which was great, but I don't want to do that again. So do not recommend changing in airport bathrooms if it can be avoided. Next, we took a taxi. Taxi driver was really nice. He dropped me off. We took a stop so I could run to an ATM and get cash, which was great. Dropped my checked bag in a locker, which I will pick up on my last day when I come back through Madrid again. Then I went to take the bus to Salamanca. App would not take my credit card. I tried and I tried and I tried. I asked the person next to me, excuse me, do you know if there's a bus ticket machine? By the way, I asked this in very poor Spanish. Turns out my Spanish is really not good. We'll get there. Luckily, he also spoke English, and he was like, oh, they don't really have machines anymore. You'll have to do it through the app. And I'm like, oh, but this means it's not working, right? And he's like, oh, that does mean it's not working. So I keep trying. And then suddenly he turns to me and goes, hey, would you like me to buy your ticket and you can just give me cash if you have cash? I was like, that would be amazing. So he did. Turns out he did the Camino a few weeks ago. He's a priest studying in Salamanca, getting a degree in philosophy before he goes home to Mexico to be a priest. And so we're talking about the Camino, and then he said, you know, this interaction of me finding you and getting you the tickets, the spirit of Santiago, just wanting you to take this Camino. He was so lovely, really enjoyed chatting with him, felt very lucky that he was there to get me on that bus. So on the bus, slept, it was about 2 hours. I would wake up intermittently and be like, woo, new scenery. But it really was quite a change from Madrid to Salamanca. So that was fun. When I got here, I came to my Airbnb. I'm not in a hostel tonight because some of the hostels here are closed. COVID, woo. And then I wandered around Salamanca. Now, I studied here back in college for a summer. I really don't recognize it very much. You know, I thought that I would be like, oh yeah, I was here. No, not really. But I did, of course, recognize the cathedrals and the skyline and the Plaza Mayor, and that was all really lovely. So I had dinner on the Plaza Mayor. I had tortilla de patata, which was my favorite thing when I was here last time. So I had one of those with a glass of rosé. I was starting to nod off at the table. I was so tired from the whole day. So then I stopped into the tourism office. I'm like, hey, tomorrow morning I want to get a stamp because it's the first day of the Camino. I want to get a Salamanca stamp. And they were like, oh yeah, you can get it from us. Great, what time do you open? 9 a.m. I was like, ooh, I will have left already. Do you know anywhere else? And they're like, meh. So I went all the way back to my Airbnb, all the way back to them to get the stairs, all the way back to my Airbnb. But I got my first stamp, which I can show you right here. So here's my Camino passport, and this is a thing I have to get stamped all the way across Spain. And there's my first stamp for Salamanca. It's very exciting. And now tonight I'm just getting packed to walk. And I gotta tell you, it still doesn't really feel real. Like, I know I'm in Spain, and literally tomorrow morning I have to go walk like 12 miles or something, I don't remember. It just doesn't feel real. So tomorrow's update will probably be sad and sore, but I'm looking forward to it. And that'll do for today. Much longer update. Sorry if it got boring anywhere in there. Thanks for sticking with me. Tomorrow is the first day on the Camino, and I will be stopping in, I don't know. I know it ends in Valdencial. More details tomorrow. So have a wonderful day or night or whatever time it is in the US right now. Talk to you tomorrow.